This is a tutorial on how to modify the shaft of your Alpha Flight Yoke. This will void your warranty. If you care about your warranty, do not do this modification. There are 12 number 2 Phillips screws that you need to remove out of the handle. Just rotate the handle to get to the different screws. And then, as you'll see upcoming, there are 4 little screws. It took a really small screwdriver that are around the shaft area. Alright guys, bring the camera in here real quick. First off, all the screws except for the 4 that hold the little top pieces, you know, the half switches and whatever, all the other screws are the same size. But inside here, once you get the cover off, you just take out all those screws very, very gently. This is super nice, just pull it back. And then there's 2 little screws right there. I'm pretty sure you take those out, slide it out, and then there's going to be a relief cup probably in there. So we'll have to come up with something like this, a coupler like this, to extend it. But as far as that, the rest of this looks really, really nice. Actually way thicker gauge wire than I would think. Soldered nicely. Oh, all the connections are hot glued together. Probably a special hot glue because most hot glue is conductive. That way nothing moves on you. This is a very well built unit. And look at this. Almost like a race car doing it that way. All right. Because I could only find a 1/2-inch rod instead of a 12mm rod or shaft, I had to sand the rod down. And what you want to do is take your caliper as you're sanding and measure it. That way you know when you're down to 12mm. That shaft that you see is a 3-inch long by 1/2-inch coupler that I got from the local hardware store. They just drilled 4 holes in it and made sure they matched up with the shaft of the original yoke body, as well as the shafts that we put in the yoke handle. Alright guys, it'll probably be the way on this, but just gonna drill a hole. I'm worried that it does sit flat, so first I'm gonna drill a hole in there. These are number 8 screws. They fit in there perfectly, so I think that's a good idea. Let's start with that. If that don't work, we'll move the holes. Biggest things, make sure you stay straight. And it's probably a good idea. It's probably a good idea to put one screw in. Yeah, there's that. Remember, before you do this, the second you do any of this stuff, you're voiding your warranty. So, if that bothers you, don't do it. There we go, nice and tight. I just use my hand to hold that there. Alright. Alright, here we go. That's just sitting there. Gotta trim it a little more. Use it to hold it. We'll put 2 holes right here, and that's touching the other one, so we know it's going in. And actually, I'll put a piece of tape here, but you can see right there how far it goes in. So 1 bolt here, 1 a little bit farther back, and then once that's in there, look, it's actually stopping right there. And it'll pull out. It'll be able to turn. Plenty of room back there for gauges. Yep. And actually, the way that you get into the plane, I'm doing it a little weird because everything's here, but I think I'm going to try that for a while. Nice. And you try it for a while. If it is too long, you can unbolt those 2, take it out, cut it, whatever. Because actually, even right there, your knuckles aren't going to hit. So you could make it 1.5 right there to slip in there, and that actually, put my leg up here. Right there would actually be perfect. It wouldn't, it might just barely connect. Instead of being here, it is gonna, that's gonna hit my knee. So you know what, I am gonna do that. I'm gonna take it down. Gonna measure that, put that right there, and chop it, which I think is right after that. Those 2 will be right next to each other. I might leave a little bit. And we're gonna just drill right down into it. And there you go, guys. We'll come back when that's finished. Can't see the full screen up there, but you can kind of see it. Okay. Speed's alive. Oh, I love this yoke. Oh, look at that. I know not everybody can afford, you know, a $300 yoke, but if you can swing it, you will not regret it. You don't have to do all the mods and everything, even if you're just flying at the desk. Just the way this yoke feels is just so amazing. All right there. There we go. First flight with the honeycomb yoke installed behind the dash. Gauges, well, that gauge looks like it's a little whacked out. All shut down, ready for the next flight. You guys have a great night. Remember, land safely.